So we're going to look at every single team we possibly can. We've got a whole bunch of them lined up. Question marks around Renegades because they didn't respond to me. Some others said that they couldn't. But hopefully as many of these teams do get in here so everyone can find out a little bit about OCE before we get in here. Our first interview is with Ground Zero Express. Express, how's it going, mate? Oh, why is this not working?
Bad. How you doing?
Yeah, well, I was doing well, but I don't know why the webcam messed up on me. I had to go through every single one of my scenes to fix that up, and apparently I missed it on yours.
No.
But yeah, tell me, Express. You guys just come off the win, the last regional. How you guys feeling overall?
Yeah, pretty pumped. We desperately needed that win to sort of make up some points and close in on the top two. So yeah, it was desperately needed, and yeah, we're pretty confident going into this weekend.
Yeah, if you were to actually rank yourself, maybe not based off last weekend, but over your play overall, how do you feel you guys sit? Do you think that third place in points is fair, or do you think you guys should be realistically a bit higher?
Well, obviously, I'm going to say realistically we should be a bit higher, but we sort of had that side of the bracket with Renegades the last few events, pretty much in everything right now. So we've got really tough competition sort of in the semis every single time. So yeah.
Or would you prefer to be against Renegades or Cringe Society in that bracket?
I don't know. They're pretty similar in terms, like they're different teams, but they're pretty similar in terms of where they're at. So yeah, either or.
That's exciting to hear. So you certainly seem to step up as an individual in this last event as well. Jules had a great semi-finals and Amphis had a great grand finals. So are you feeling a lot more comfortable? What are you doing individually that's making you work out so well?
At the moment, I'm able to sort of get downfield and just be a nuisance to the other team, whether it's stealing boost or chasing somebody for a demo or whatnot. Just sort of able to get myself involved in the game that way a bit more, which is sort of freeing it up for Amphis and Jules to do their thing and find ways to score.
So then what's the secret sauce of the team? How do you feel you guys play the best? Because I asked Jules this question. I have my own thoughts about how much you like to push Amphis up. But, is the guy who's probably been around the longest. I want to hear it from you.
There's a few things. I mean, individually, if we're on, and we're going to win most days. Yeah, we're working on a few things. I don't want to say too much because, I don't want to give away anything too crazy. But no, as long as we just give each other the freedom to sort of do what we want, we're good enough to make plays and know what the right plays are to make. So yeah, we just give each other the freedom to do that and see where it goes.
Well, you said if individually you're on. Does that mean you rate yourself maybe mechanically better as individuals than Cringe Society and Renegades?
I wouldn't say necessarily better. I think Amphis and Jules have very high mechanical skill ceilings. And I think we're starting to see Amphis really sort of grow into that and use his mechanics with us now. And obviously Jules can take over a series like he did against Renegades. So yeah.
So how do you? I guess Jules has been doing that more and more often. Are you seeing him as potentially the best player in OCE, or you kind of? I know obviously you've got both Amphis and Jules who are kind of both pop-off players, but do you see as Jules with his extra experience taking him a bit further at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely led the team really well in that Renegade series and sort of really got us all firing, and obviously he scored a lot of goals. It sort of depends on the day. Sometimes, like you saw with that Cringe series, then Amphis decided it was his turn to step up and he took over that series. So sort of changes day by day and series by series and who's probably the best player in the team. And, I don't know about the question about the best player in the region. But
Well, then I guess when it comes to the major, right, there's always more pressure when it comes to RLCS. The comms get quicker, a little bit more panicky sometimes. You're just trying harder. So is there going to be a difference as somebody who has experienced kind of different levels of competition, even at the top, in that major, in terms of how much pressure, how much nerves are going to be there for you and maybe other teams?
yeah, I mean, it's always going to be slightly different at the very least. Being on the main Rocket League channel, you get more viewers and more international viewers. But I think our playstyle can lend into sort of playing around that pressure and absorbing the pressure of the game and the situation. So I'm not too worried about
Why
it.
is
To be
that?
honest.
Why are you guys better at absorbing high pressure situations than other teams?
Well, I feel like we're very comfortable with letting the game come to us if we need to, and you might find that we need to just to sort of start us off until we work into the series a bit more, especially on stream. So yeah.
Well, and you kind of mentioned it's more about the viewers and how many viewers and how big the stage is rather than maybe the pressure of the fact that it's double points weekend.
Oh, nah, like in terms of for us, it's huge for us to get those double points and get a good pool of points from this weekend. So yeah, I think the points we'll be thinking about sort of just like one series at a time, but the points are always going to be big for us.
All right, sweet. Well, always good hearing for you, Express. Any last words before you go?
Not really.
Right.
Hey, Gemma. You said hey earlier.
Well, good luck this weekend to you, the boys, and Jimma as you try and, I guess, jump out ahead of the rest of everyone else now.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cheers.
All right. Bye.
All right. Well, that's the first one with Ground Zero. They're currently sitting in third, but a win this weekend would throw them out in first place. So whoever wins this one, if it's one of the top three, will be in first place. Of course, somebody else could jump ahead, but you can kind of see from the points differential that even if, say, Gaming Gamers or Mind Freak were able to win it all, there's a good chance that they still wouldn't be number one. Because, say they came first and Cringe came second, that would be like a 200-point difference or 202-point difference for Mind Freak, but that doesn't make up. They're more than 200 points apart. They're 300 at the moment. So maybe if Cringe Society also fell early, then that would be a possibility. But for the moment, it's a 3-horse race, and we're kind of expecting that to happen. Now, if you are one of the players getting interviewed, pop into the interview waiting room whenever you're ready, and we'll get going. And I'm talking to you right now, Sprat. There's a Sprat coming up from the dire wolves, and yeah, let's drag him in. And Sprat, how's it going, mate?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. I messed up some of the slides. I think I managed to fix them because sometimes when you copy them in OBS Streamlabs, it and then you modify it, it duplicates the modifications unless you remember to duplicate it again. So, well, Sprat. Now, look,
Hey.
dire wolves. A lot of expectations the start of the season, and now it's dead, right? At least according to Twitter. So, what happened? Where did everything fall apart?
Split 1, it was alright. Top 8.
Mm-hmm.
Split 2. Where did we play split 2? Like 10th or something?
Yeah, it's 9th or 10th.
And then everything just started to go to shit, and then split 3, they're the same. And here we are. It was a very cool situation.
So, is it more to do with the final results that you got? Like, a 9th place, a 10th place, not being anywhere near the top 4 or even playoffs, I guess? Or is it just the way you guys felt on the pitch and the way you guys, I guess, meshed as people?
I think it's just the results have not been what we wanted.
Yeah.
Which has impacted the mental of the team. And then it's just like the worse results we get, the worse the mental is, and it just keeps going down and down.
Yeah, so it's, I guess, a loop that just makes things worse and then tears the team apart, unfortunately. But I guess, we'll go past that for now. Well, obviously, we can't move past it when we're talking about dire wolves because it's a team that doesn't exist that is playing tomorrow. How do you guys move past? How do you guys feel you're going to go? And I guess how is the fact that you guys aren't together anymore? Is there like that factor that it might even help you because you're just going to chill out and have some fun, right?
Yeah, I think we're just going to play for fun. Not really care too much about the outcome. No, if we lose, it's like, oh well. If we win, pretty cool. I don't think it will change much, but definitely takes the pressure off.
Yeah, and I guess for you, like on a personal level, are you trying to prove anything individually?
I just don't know Golden Stream.
Yeah.
We're just gonna chill out, see what happens.
Cool. Well, I guess have you got plans for what happens next after the major?
Personally, not really. I know the other two have sort of got like some things going on, but I don't have too many plans to be honest. We'll just see what happens after major with the rosters.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of time. I know you guys miss out on RLO Masters as well. Is that, I guess, a sore point for you that you're not going to be able to play in that until at least a month or two away?
Yeah, how long's the season? It's
a month, right? And you're not in the you're not in the open yet, but you can play in the open now, right? So you could go through the open now and come top 2 and qualify. But the next season starts in January. December is not. It's not on during December.
It's a bit disappointing, but yeah, I guess we can always go through open, whoever our team with.
Yeah.
And make it that way.
Oh yeah, no, there will be a season in November, so you certainly have a chance to get
Okay,
this
yeah,
year.
easy.
So it'll be this season and next season, next month or whatever you call, and you get through. So I mean that'll be interesting, I guess. Individually over this season, how much have you felt like you've improved, or have you really learnt anything?
I've honestly learned a lot, like gameplay wise. Sorry, like I feel like I'm a lot smarter, but it doesn't really show. But I generally feel like I know what I'm doing on the field now, to a degree.
And I know from playing you in 2s, you do have some hidden mechanics. I guess how are you trying to, I guess, enable those when you're playing competitively?
That's just a case of how I feel on the day. If I feel good, I can go for solo plays, and sometimes it works, but in other days I just can't hit the ball. It's very inconsistent.
Okay, well let's talk a little bit about your teammates as well. I mean, both Ghost and Misty. What have they been like? I'm sure it's still been a reasonable, enjoyable time, even if you probably wanted to get a lot more out of that team.
It's been alright. It's had its ups and downs, obviously, but yeah, it's been alright. I don't know.
Okay, go back to the start of the season then, and if you had a different decision about what you would have done, if you, especially maybe like different teammates or any different decision that could have happened at the start of the season, what was there one? Would you have gone any different way?
No, because I'm happy with where I'm at as a player.
Yeah, you have shot up pretty quickly, right? I mean, in terms of not too long ago, you weren't even fighting for the top 8, and it wasn't until really Spring Series that you made your first top 8.
Yeah.
I guess what's the trajectory then? Are you making it into, a top 4 team eventually? How long till you're, going the next level? What's the process look like?
Well, a goal for me is just to try to get into top 4, but I don't really know when that will be. I'm hoping like early next year, like before this whole season's over.
Yeah.
Like is it winter split? I'm not sure which one the last one is, but if I can hit top 4
the
by
last
then.
one would be spring split, yeah.
Okay, if I can hit top 4 by then, I'd be pretty happy. But that's my goal.
Okay, so is there anything you're doing to get there? Like, how do you get into that top 4?
Just grind it out, get the mech going, and just hopefully join a good team or make a team and get there.
And what are your thoughts, I guess, one real last thing in terms of, you're not the only team kind of falling apart or making roster changes outside of this. I guess, what are your thoughts in terms of all the changes happening in OCE and even why maybe the format is not working for keeping teams together as such?
I don't know of many roster changes happening. Obviously, there's a GG one.
Yep.
I don't know anything else, to be honest. What is the penalty if you make a roster change in the season?
You can
So I was
make
looking at
one over the entire season. If you make 2, you lose all your points.
Well, I was looking, and it said minus 10 points for some teams for making a change.
There
And
was
if that's
one
the
team that
case-
got minus 50 points because they made 2 changes.
Oh, really?
That was the only one. That was Daisu's team. Because
Okay.
they were 6-man's battalion and then came back, but lost their original
Yeah.
points.
So they lost all their points.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just like minor penalties for.
No, if you
Losing-
make 2 roster changes, like 2 additions, 2 subtractions over the entire year, then you lose your points towards Worlds.
Oh.
Or if you do 2 in... Or if you just change it at all during the split, I can't remember what it is, then you lose your major points for that split or whatever.
I think most teams will stick together then, to be honest.
Do you
So
really
it's
think
pretty
that's
harsh.
true? The teams, because there's only 2 teams that go to Worlds, right?
Hmm.
Uh,
But if people keep disbanding, then no one is ever going to get near the top in
Yeah.
points. You're better just sticking together. Or just making one change and sticking with whatever
I
team that
mean,
is.
I think you're just better sticking together so that you can be a better team overall, you know?
That also works, yes.
I guess what's your thoughts about that in terms of the context of direwolves, you know? Like did you ever feel like you guys should be sticking together and working things out, that it's just a rough spot that you need to work through?
I think it's pretty good that the team is not sticking together, to be honest. There's just like personality clashes and gameplay clashes. Just too hard to fix, in my opinion. It's
Fair.
probably for the best.
Fair enough. Well, I wish you best of luck, not just on this weekend, but of course with finding your next team as well, man.
All good, thank you.
Nice, have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Alright, well, I've also got Direwolves Renegades in an interesting position because I have no flexibility with how the rest of the interviews go at the moment. And CJ said Kami has to do it, but Kami also said he wouldn't do it, so we may not be able to get anyone from Renegades on. We might be left a little bit hanging here. Alright, so our next interview is going to be Vive, and he's already in here waiting. So let's bring in Vive, Gaming Gamers. He's their sub and coach, but he is playing on their roster for both the 3rd split and for the regional major. So, yo, Vive, how's it going, dude?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not bad. Now, I've heard some accusations last weekend, Vive,
Yes, sir.
that you might be a GOAT. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it's all lies.
It's all lies. You're not the best player in OCE right now.
No, that's silly.
Sprat says you're the king. Well, you did have a big performance, I guess, on the aggressive side of the pitch. Did you kind of come up with a game plan before you went in last weekend and made it all the way to 4th, or was it more just figure it out as you go?
I think it was more just I felt comfortable leaving them back as a duo on defense, and I felt comfortable going for those boost grabs to kind of stop the offensive pressure from countering up. I felt like that helped me do more for them in a way. I kind of ruined the offensive rotation for the people we were playing, and that kind of allowed us to play offense ourselves and let these guys step up. And it also gave me, I was also an option upfield as they were clearing it.
Yeah.
I was just around because I just trusted them to do their thing, and they kind of trusted me to do mine.
So, why aren't you going core? You know, I know that Misty played with the boys during the week, but why not you?
Yeah. Because I don't really have any interest in competing. I don't have the time for it anymore either. I'm working 3 days a week and studying full time and dealing with some IRL things as well. So there's no real, I don't have the interest in competing. It's a lot of time spent, and coming into the summer where I work 2 jobs basically full time, it's just not realistic for me to even think about. I'd rather focus on just helping these guys as much as possible. I've been helping Fiber since the start of the year, and I just kind of want to keep grinding it through with him because I reckon he can be that top player in the region soon.
Yeah, well, you obviously, I mean, Game of Gamers have really struggled all season. Even that first 4th place was, yeah, not the best results.
Yeah.
The best results have actually come in the last week. So, outside of the fact that you and then Misty played for the team, has there been any other big changes that have led to the success that you had the last week in both the regional and RLO Masters?
No, I feel like a lot of it's just the energy in the teams come up a lot. Everyone was kind of down in the dumps the last month or so with Levi on the team. I think his lack of interest in competing and his interest in creating content kind of clashed with the other two's interest in kind of grinding for that top spot.
Yeah.
And you could tell that the vibes were down. People didn't want to scrim. The energy wasn't there when they were scrimming. And I guess that reset where they can just... Because we went into last weekend just having fun. It's like we didn't even expect to get top 8. Because we were just like, it's nothing. Like, we've got the points we need, really.
Yeah.
Anything we get here is just a benefit into next split. I guess that's kind of the same thing we got this weekend. We're just kind of going into it with no expectations. We get what we get. We move on because really we're just focusing on next split at this point.
So let's circle back onto Fiber then, and even talk a little bit about that attitude, you know. You said that he's a potential to be at the top, and we all know that mechanically he is. So what's he like in terms of his drive and how he goes about improving, and I guess about how he is playing as a teammate? You know?
Yeah, okay. Well, he drives to be that number 1 player in the number 1 team. Like, he wants to be at Worlds and winning Worlds. That's his drive. Right now he's got online school, which he's in year 10, so it's really nothing. So he's pretty much got full-time dedication to Rocket League. We know what his mechanics are like. He doesn't need to work on them. His mentality towards the game's good. His comms are good. He's got a leader mentality off the bat. He just needs to get the experience up, I feel, and just slowly tweak his game as he kind of adjusts to that upper level.
So then what's his weakness, I guess?
I'd say when things aren't looking good, he can get a bit antsy, and he kind of just... he's very good at shrugging things off.
Yeah.
But when things are going wrong, he can kind of... He tries to step it up a gear, and sometimes that gets him and his team's way, and it kind of backfires, but I'd say that's his only downside.
Cool. I guess, how's Zen going then? We touch on him because he's also a highly mechanical player, right? But also more experienced. Is he else able to lend you a hand in kind of managing the team as well?
Yeah, I'd say me and Zen have been almost a duo in kind of leading the team forward. We kind of bounce ideas off each other and how we want to tweak how the team's playing or how individuals are doing certain things. And obviously I've been dealing with some IRL things, so I've not been on as much, so I'll be talking to him and he'll be implementing, whereas early in the season it was me doing things, implementing things, and him talking to me.
Yeah.
So Zen had a lot on his plate the first 2 events, where he kind of had to be that in-game leader and focus on himself. And he's really grown a lot this last split. He's still got a long way to go, like every player does, but the growth he's had this split alone is insane. And the fact that we've got such a strong core coming into next split, I've got high hopes for the team.
So I guess you don't really want to talk about this going into the major, but we have to. What's with the pickup for Misty? You know, where's the decision behind that?
Fiber and Misty have been playing a lot of the game together lately. In pretty much every sense of the game, they'll do everything. They get along really well. Zen and Misty have obviously teamed before, so they've got some form of synergy behind them. Misty's an all-round great player. I feel like Misty was just the obvious pickup outside of those top 3 teams that they're not going to make a roster change. It was just the obvious choice, and he was down with the Direwolf situation, so...
Well, it is kind of funny because I always call Zen and Misty the team hoppers, considering they can't stick to a team for any amount of time. So you worried that, you know, this is just a short, brief stopover for Misty on his way to another team?
No, we've got fiber. We're chilling.
Your fiber. I mean,
Yep.
it could also be Zen leaving, never know. But I'm hoping that you guys do stick together for a long time and work through the problems and issues that you do have. So then if you guys are working through that, when's the moment that you start fighting to be in top 2?
I feel like we could be competing for that by end of next split, if everything goes well. Based on how the region kind of looks at the moment anyway.
Yeah, well, I guess if you were to take down, there's the top 3 right now, a very clear top 3. If there is a fight and you were to say one is the hardest to beat and you're going to focus on the other 2 to take down, who are the 2 you're able to take down? Who's the one that, you feel like would still be a bit too difficult even by the end of next split?
I feel like it's cringe if they're playing very well. It's just they're just so dominant when they're playing well, and it's so hard to counter all the different tactics and play styles they can switch up in a beat. Whereas I feel like the other teams are more counterable. Still, obviously very difficult, but I feel like cringe is just that team that can just pop off and put away 4 or 5 goals like they did against us on the weekend in a minute.
Well, I guess you guys also looks like a completely different team once you met up against Cringe Society. They seem really good at shutting teams down, right?
Oh yeah, their kickoff game's insane, and then they rotate so well to get boost, and it just prevents any form of counter-attack option unless you've got that boost control. And I guess their playstyle of naturally getting those boost pads kind of countered what I had been doing for the guys by going for those boost grabs.
Mm-hmm.
And with me being out of defense and leaving those 2 back, Cringe were just stealing our pads, and it left those 2 in net with nothing and me upfield.
Yeah.
With nothing trying to get back, so I guess it was kind of just a fail to adjust in the moment. We obviously got 1 game, but it definitely was a whole different level of gameplay.
Well, thanks for your insight, Vibe. Always a pleasure talking to you, mate. And I guess good luck this weekend, but also next split with Misty.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right. As a note, guys, we're going to be getting through most of these teams tonight. Obviously, some of them couldn't do it. Some of them didn't respond. But for the first time in this stream's history, we're going to have Canberra Havoc coming in. We've actually got Ladakh, because Walcott's always been away. I think the other 2 have always been a bit antsy about coming in. So let's hear what Canberra Havoc are a bit like. We've got Ladakh. Ladakh, how's it going, mate?
Hello. I'm not doing too bad, man. How you going?
I'm good. There's, I'm still a fan of your streams, so
Of
glad
course.
to have you in mind.
Yeah, a lot, man. Don't expect it, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's get into it. Let's cut the crap. Get into it. You guys have been on the rise. I had high expectations from you in the very beginning of the season, and obviously maybe I expected a little too much too soon. And now you're having these big performances and then falling flat on your face. It's like you're climbing over the wall and all you have to do is get down the other side, but you've ended up falling backwards and like shattering to pieces. What's going on, mate?
It's disappointing, isn't it? It's definitely disappointing.
Yeah.
It's like, Ladak's just the worst player. So you got Spydog and Walcott, and he still can't be carried, man. It's actually kind of impossible.
Well, I guess it's the old saying, sucks to suck. But
Yeah.
obviously you put a lot of blame on yourself, but I'm assuming neither of your teammates blame you, right?
I don't think they do. They say they don't. But I definitely do feel like I am the problem in the team, yeah.
So do you think that that's a good or a bad mindset to have? Do you feel like if you're feeling this truly, what's kind of the step forward? How do you actually manage that? And is that different than the last time you teamed up? Obviously when you actually made it to Worlds, did you feel like you were the problem on the team then as well?
I think when going into Season 8, we didn't really have that much of a game plan.
Yeah.
But now, once we've actually, made those achievements, and then now actually are wanting to try and get that again, it's a lot harder to actually put that into action in, practicing and then, trying to play that on the day as well.
Yeah.
Because we weren't trying to do that before, but now we are, so it's still, new for us.
So I guess for you guys, there's also that factor of You know, are you almost expecting that you should be at least top 4 at this point in time, just based on that? Is that really getting to you? I guess mentally.
I don't think that's what's getting to us. I think it's more the physical, like not actually being able to play how we play in scrims on the day. That's the big thing for us, and it sucks because I know that we actually have such high potential as a team, and I feel like I have like good potential as well, but I just don't. I don't know why. I just like whiff easy balls and like panic a lot.
Yeah. So
that's like I'm trying to focus on, but like it's just I don't know why I can't fix it.
So it's purely the nerves, you know. Like obviously you're probably, I'm assuming, because every single player says this, you're not feeling nervous, but there is a lot of extra pressure when it comes to actually performing when it comes to RLCS. So is it? You said you're missing the ball. Do you feel like it's more that you're struggling to think in the moment about where you need to be, or is it more mechanical?
I think it's more mechanical, yeah.
So
I'm not a mechanical player.
You're a non-mechanical player, and you don't know what to fix, but what's your guess? Are you working purely on just getting your mechanics to the next level, I guess, outside of competitions, so that when you're back in competition, even a poor mechanical performance is better? You know, what's
yeah. I think focusing on my mechanics and like making sure I'm trying to execute what I'm trying to go for is probably the next best thing for me to try and improve on at the moment. Individually, that is.
Yeah.
I think as a team, we need to be focusing on playing how we want to play on the day, and translating scrims into that.
What do you think?
That's
Is maybe just are you putting that on yourself, that if you're not able to hit the ball, that breaks down the team's rotations, right?
It definitely has an effect, but I don't think that's like the sole problem.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of other things as well.
So the entire team, like everybody on the team, is having, you know, some issues in terms of executing the game plan.
Whether it be like one person makes one mistake and it's like a chain reaction from there, I don't know. I would assume that probably is the case. I would hope that we don't always make individual mistakes all the time, but yeah, I think it's definitely like that chain reaction sort of thing happening. Like one thing falls down and then like next thing falls down and the next thing falls down, all just because like one play.
That's fair enough. So then, I guess if that is happening though, I mean, sure, you got essentially reverse swept through the bracket in the top 16, but you still took down Mind Freak, and you took down Mind Freak again this week. So, I mean, it's there. Why are you able to perform against Mind Freak and maybe not against some of the lower teams?
That's actually a good question. I don't know.
Is there less pressure because you have a bit less expectations to get that victory?
No. I know it's probably going to sound really ego, but I think a lot of teams play better against better teams. So, like, you know, if you're asking, you know, Cringe or Renegades, you're going to be, like, super focused all the time and then, like, making sure that everyone's doing what they should be doing. But against, like, you know, any other team, you may not have that 100% focus all the time.
So that's not ego, because you're saying that Mind Freak aren't focused when they're versing you, right? Because you can use that logic
I can't
to say
speak for them. No. I'm saying for me.
Yeah, I guess by your logic though, like all the teams below you are tryharding and you know, taking you down, but also should go against Mind Freak. But I mean, obviously everyone totally understands what you're saying as well. So I guess when it comes to Walcott and Spy Doge, it hasn't felt to me like Spy Doge is kind of that dominant player he was back in RLCS Season 8. Do you feel the same way, that it's kind of a bit more of an even ground mechanically amongst, I mean, obviously you don't respect your own mechanical ability, but at least between Walcott and Spy Doge?
I think he definitely has, like, he's improved since season 8, sorry. But it's a different sort of play style he's trying to play.
Yeah.
So he definitely still has the mechanics, like, no doubt about it. But I think since joining Cringe and Grand Zero, he's turned into a different player for sure.
What did he bring back from those teams? Is there like anything crazy new that you like that he learned and brought back to you?
I think it's just like, overall consistency improved.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing, and that's like a huge thing.
Yeah.
Something I want.
Well, I mean, that's always hard, right? It's always like so ethereal to work towards, like consistency.
Yeah.
And even you said you're not sure what you're working on as an individual. Do you kind of know how you guys feel you're working on being more consistent as a team, since you said you're practicing your mechanics at the moment as an individual?
Like it's hard because given there's so little time between obviously now and tomorrow, or like the next tournament after that, I guess. Actually, no, the next one after this weekend is like your one, isn't it?
Like a month or so, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. So like, yeah, that would give us a bit of time to work on stuff then, if we decide to stick together,
Yeah.
I hope. But like, the nature of the split is just, there's not much time between the next tournament.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this gradual improvement, I guess, rather than like big improvement over a big span of time.
Does that mean when this major is over, you guys are going to make some big fundamental changes into the weekend, or is it still just trying
I feel like we have to.
Okay.
I feel like something definitely needs to change. Like we've had discussions in the past, which seem to amount to almost like nothing, which kind of sucks. Because like we have the discussion, makes like a lot of sense, and then like we go into scrims for the first couple of days, improve on the stuff, but then like just comes to the day and it's like Mayor's not even had like to talk at all. It seems to be that way at least.
I guess it is hard again when you said you don't have much time between tournaments to sit down and change things, and that's always a bit scary too, to just even be able to execute. But I guess, what are your expectations for this weekend? Are you guys hoping to just at least make top 8, or is there something
Like given prior results?
Just anything. What are your at least or what's your dream? What's the expectation?
What's my dream?
What's the dream? What do you go to bed at night tossing and turning, thinking about it's going to happen tomorrow?
Come home with a dub. Maybe I think actually no. Playing our game and losing is better than, like, it's not better, but like it's respectable.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that. If we can play the way we want to play, but even if we get like a loss to some random team, like I wouldn't be happy per se, but it's at least a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, and I hope it does work. I want to see you guys. I feel like after taking down Mind Freak and showing that you can, I just want you to do what I said you'd do at the start of the season, and that is at least fire up and get like a top 4 at some point, like push into that area. You just got to prove me right, mate. Do it for me.
Do it for you, man. I'll do it for myself first.
No, I'm more important. All right, mate. Well, best of luck tomorrow. Hope it goes well.
Thank you very much, man. Peace.
All right, we've got to have Decker soon. That was a good interview. Ladakh came out with some real zingers there, so that'll be interesting to see how Canberra have it go. Obviously, they did get better over the season, but I think next season it's going to be next split that they have to really come out strong. But let's get Decker in here and see what he's up to. Yo, Decker, what's up?
Yo, what's good?
Well, I think what's good is currently your point score in terms of major points, but maybe not as good as you guys are expecting, right?
True. I mean, it's relatively high. I mean, yeah, 2 major wins would have been nice. We were pretty close. I mean, kind of. Ground Zero played pretty well on the weekend.
Yeah. Do you think you've been a bit fortunate to, I guess, consistently get the exact same single elimination bracket? Even 3 times in a row, considering RLO Masters, right?
Yeah, we've had some decent runs in the last 2, that's for sure. I mean, I don't know. It's just lucky.
Well, you definitely earned it in the last one.
Yeah.
By 3-0ing everybody in the top 16.
True. I think, what was the one before that? I think it was kind of similar.
It was kind of similar, kind of close, but Renegades versed Ground Zero, which I think helped you guys out.
Yeah, they keep versing them in the in the Swiss, wasn't it? That's happened twice now, right?
Yeah, and I think this Sunday, tomorrow, is going to be very different because the seeding system that Sonic/DreamHack use is different to ESL, because ESL reseed every round, whether it's more randomized.
Yeah.
So there is a chance that you could even verse one of the other teams in round 2, which may affect how you guys get seeded into that top 8.
Yeah. I mean,
Which I'd like, you know. I want to see a different top 8 bracket.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough. I mean, we've had some easy runs, so it's about time we get a hard run.
Yeah. So I guess you look back at the history of this team, and with you on it, right? And it's been second place. You got your first place, though. You know, Renegades, Ground Zero weren't there. Renegades maybe looked a little dicey. Maybe it was you turning them dicey. But you got that first place, and then second place and second place. And again in RLO Masters, second place. So, are you the second best team? Do you feel like the best team right now, even though we have power ranked you number 1?
I mean, maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say. Everyone just like plays like well on different days. So it's really hard to say. But I don't know. Any time that we've come second, our bracket has been like not Ground Zero Renegades before it. So like I feel like coming off a win off that and then going into the grand final is just like more. I don't know. I'd prefer that, to be honest. Like, I know we've had Mind Freak's number for a long time now. We've versed him so much, like in the semi-finals. So. I don't know. That's just my perception of it, and gaming games, yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
So you'd rather kind of take the gamble of losing and coming third, but having that extra power going into the grand final.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the last time that we versed. When we won Regional 1, we versed Ground Zero and Renegades plenty, and then by the time we got to the final, we're like ready to win, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of a mindset thing, I guess. But personally, I'd prefer that.
Well, we're talking about the top 3 teams, you know, and what you say is right. You know, the first one you guys were popping off. Second one, Renegades played better than probably. I think they had the best performance overall, like one single day performance on that second one. And then Ground Zero really popped off. I'd say if Jules had another big performance in the grand final, I'd say that Ground Zero would have had the best individual day performance. Do you think that's because the teams are still trying to figure themselves out right now? Or do you think it's just a problem with Rocket League in terms of individual day performances?
I think the top 3 is just like so far ahead of anyone else that like the day that they're playing well, it's not really a challenge for any of the other teams. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, it happens so often. Like, you can't look past it.
Okay, so your only hope is to pop off this weekend. You guys have been consistent a lot against the lower teams, a lot more than everyone else. But I guess in the RLO Masters, you kind of went close with both Gaming Gamers and was it Canberra Havoc? No. It was like Hazard or something.
It was... Wait. Oh, it was the CJM team. I already forgot the name.
Sneaky Boys.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Was that kind of just a lack of pressure there, do you feel?
Yeah, that and we just suck. I don't know. We're just like, I don't know, we just got a bit lazy like in the past couple of days or a little bit and like focusing on what we want to do. But we had a chat about it yesterday and we're on the same page now, so we're ready for the weekend. But yeah, I don't know, it's just a combination of little things, you feel.
So what's the path forward? What, like, are we gonna expect to dominate next split, or do you still think it's gonna be like a 3-horse race trying to find 2 spots throughout?
Well, I know our team's goal is to make sure that we want to be like first all the time, so we're definitely going to be going for the consistent factor. But I don't know, like both Ground Zero and Renegades have potential to be really good as well. Like it's just hard. It's just a race kind of like who can be the best all the time, like first, you know.
Well, then who's not part of the top 3? Are you most worried is gonna like catch up the most?
Honestly, that's a hard answer. Like, I'd probably give it to Mind Freak, considering they've been there like for the longest. But I don't know. Who knows? In a month's time, gaming gamers might be able to magically form some perfect way to play the game that no one else can counter, but I doubt it. I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably just give it to Mind Freak because I don't know. They still have like, from speaking to them as well, they know what they want to do and like they know how to get it and stuff like that. I don't know. We just have to wait and see. But
I mean, I worry when it comes to them because I feel like they've had the slight advantage of being together longer too. Obviously, they had the RLO Grand Slam. They had the advantage of, I guess, getting off to a good start and not immediately falling out of the honeymoon like gaming gamers did. So I worry that, sure, they could be fighting the top 3, but I also worry that they could fall off the face of the earth, right?
I mean, there's always the chance of that. And it just depends how much they want to like commit to it, right?
Yeah.
If like other teams are going to commit harder to it, to getting better or cracking in the top 3 or whatever, then they're going to get overpassed for sure. But we'll just have to see, you know.
Is that like individual mechanics? Do you feel like the top 3 just have such good individual players on it that, you know, that there's no one else that could, you know, get past them?
It's definitely a factor, but like, I don't know, FIBA's like pretty good individually. I just think it's like, I mean, like, I feel like Ben and Billy could both step up individually, but like, whereas, I don't know, it's like, you can't just rely on FIBA for everything, Phil. So
Yeah. Well,
I think, and they do that, and they do that a lot. Like, every game just ends with FIBA with 10 plus saves, and the other two is like nothing. So I don't
10
know.
plus saves and also every setup of every goal, right? If they win.
Yeah, and then the times where the other two are like playing well, they actually like can like threaten the top 3, I think, but they just don't play well enough to like actually be threatening all the time.
Okay, I asked this of Express earlier, and I think it's an important question for everybody in the top 3, in this top 3 race for first place this weekend. But what's the difference between, do you think there's going to be much of a difference in terms of pressure and nerves from a regular, you know, ESL tournament to this one with the double points?
Nah, it's the same. Like, everyone just wants to win. That's as simple as that. Like, anyone in the top 3 would just is kind of on the same mentality. Like, no one would really put more pressure on themselves. Like, it's just, you know, even with the ESL ones, it's like you want to win. It's the same concept.
Easy. Well, again, good luck, dude, as you head through this weekend, and
thanks,
I look forward
Yummy.
to talking to you soon.
All right. See you later.
Bye. All right, the interviews are going really well tonight. I'm loving it. Got some good responses. They're going to end right now because unfortunately we have to move on to Southern Stars. Kevin07, welcome to the stream, mate.
Did you just say unfortunately?
Hey, no, you must have misheard. I said fortunately.
Okay, easy mistake, you know.
Yeah, we all make a little fumbles. I'm not a caster or anything, so yeah. Well, Kevin, mate.
Yes.
Mate, I need to know what happened in RLO Masters.
Yeah, look. Yeah, it's not our best, but okay. We kind of hard through against gaming gamers. We honestly probably should have taken 2 games off. Does not speak Mandarin. What?
Well, you don't.
I've actually been to China though.
Yeah, but do you speak Mandarin?
No, it was a lot of lots of hand gestures for the homestay.
A lot of people expect that Kevin Rudd or Kevin07 speaks Mandarin, you know, so you got to clear that up in case people think that maybe you do.
This bloody language, as he says.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It just wasn't our day, I don't think. Really, obviously, losing to Abunga wasn't the top on our priority list. I obviously think we were all expecting to do a bit better. But
if you can't beat Abunga, how are you going to beat anyone in this top 16, right?
I mean,
are you laughing or crying? I don't know.
Look, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. We'll just put it that way. And you know, I hope that we can do better.
Yeah.
But who knows? You know, it's just RLO Masters. You know, it's just put it down to I don't know. We were just wasn't our day. You know.
Well, you guys have been on the rise. Right, you're
Yeah,
getting
exactly.
better and better. You're taking down teams that nobody would have expected anyone outside of the top 8 to be taking down. So, what's been the secret sauce for that improvement across the season?
I don't know. Well, for me personally, I think that just playing the game more has helped a lot. Like, I know I stream a lot, and then just because inadvertently I'm playing the game more, I think I've gotten more consistent. And then I don't know, we've just been playing together for like a couple months now, so definitely getting better, I think. So I don't know, just I don't know. It's kind of, I didn't expect it to go this far, you know. Like like when I was first approached, it was kind of just as a content creation sort of team thing, like, and obviously the academy roster, and then slowly that's upgraded more and more to the main roster, and then now trying to push into the top 8 or whatever. So I don't know. I just keep on keeping on.
If it's about being on the grind, how much hours are you putting in? Like during the week, like how many scrims are you playing?
Normally, like this week, I think we've had 2 to 3 scrims. In addition to all the tourneys and stuff, which obviously adds up. Like Wednesday we've got the league, and then Thursday we've got RLO Masters now, and then Friday sometimes we have Bluebird, and then Saturday we have this RLCS X most weeks now, which is I don't know, it takes up a lot of time, and with university as well, it's like lots. But I don't know, we keep it on top of it, I guess.
Well, have you thought about quitting uni? You know, that useless thing that costs lots of money in order to make tons of cash playing Rocket League?
I don't think there's tons of cash in OCE Rocket League. But no.
Well, aren't you getting the big Southern Stars bucks? You know,
university is definitely still my first priority.
What are you studying?
I'm studying engineering and biomedicine, a double degree.
Okay, so you wanna make robot parts for people, right? And
yes,
lead to the future, so I can have a laser arm or something.
Exactly. Hey, I'm your guy. I'm your laser arm guy.
Replace my voice box so I can be the best caster in the world.
Yep. Unlimited game 7s.
Yeah. Okay, so a bit about your teammates. Sour and String. How are they looking at right now? Especially Sour. Still sitting there at career earning $0. There might be a couple of dollars here or there, but
I mean, hey, he turned 16. He's in the big boy leagues now, so he's finally getting older, finally getting the big kid shots, and he's on the rise. No, but he's definitely very solid. So
yeah, I guess that you guys are just like working still on your base mechanics right now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think everyone still always needs to work on base mechanics, because it's just constantly getting better and better. If you stop, then you'll just fall behind, and you can kind of see that with like the former pros and stuff, or whatever. But no, definitely mechanics, and like now that we're starting to get a bit more results, trying to get like some of the high level sort of team players going. But it's obviously a gradual process, and I think for all of us, it's the first team that have actually been on that's gotten results. So excited to see where it all goes, really.
So then, who are the teams above you that you feel the most confident against, right? Like, I know you have a positive record against Canberra Havoc because you've played them, once? Who else do you think you can beat?
Inside the top 16? Wait, let me see.
Let's throw past Obunga, Ferox, and Good and Useful, and Hazard, right, and say, at least a minimum 50% chance you'd say you'd have.
Yeah.
But like going up to those sneaky boys, Solicit Direwolves, Fort Central kind of folks.
I mean, with Scrimfort Central, we went pretty solid against them. So, I mean, honestly, I'd say the only teams we probably would not feel very confident at all taking down would be like Mind Freak, GZ, Renegades, and Cringe. Or not confident, but like, like if we had our day, like they've all been really, really close. Like I don't know, I feel like if we were playing to our best, then I wouldn't say that like we could probably get to game 5, and I don't know, we haven't lost a game 5 in a while, so no, but
that's pretty true.
Definitely, I mean, we've beaten Canberra Havoc, I don't think we've beaten Fury, but we've beaten Oh, no, not Fort Central, but like, you know.
You got
We've been-
0-3 against
no,
Fort Central.
we're beating Gaming Games, we're beating Divals, beating the Sneaky Boys.
Yeah.
We've beaten Hazard, we've beaten Ferox. You know, we've beaten Canberra Havoc as well. I don't know, we're just...
Is it just
See
about
what
having a
more.
lucky day where, you know, we're expecting that you're 100% going to beat one of them, but is it just the fact that you haven't been able to beat multiple of them in a single day? You know, take down...
Yeah,
three?
it's like, I don't know, we get good starts, or like, not even good starts, but like, I don't know, if the moment we start to like get like hammered is kind of where it just all goes like if we have it like a bad game,
Yeah.
I think it's quite hard for us to, you know, recollect after
Well,
that.
I know you're a massive tilt lord, so is that your fault? Are you...
That's only on stream for the content.
Yeah, even though you rage quit the stream and turn it off?
Honestly, mate, you should hear my game after game 2. We're down 2 games. You should
Yep.
hear the pep talk.
Sour, are you in chat? Sour, String, anybody?
Everyone can attest to the pep talk. The game. That's how we reverse sweep. Trust. It's actually like motivational speaker level.
But it doesn't work. That pep talk hasn't worked against Cringe Society, Mind Freak, Vort Central, all those teams that you got 0 or 3-0'd by, right?
And I bet it will this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I mean, I actually don't know how they work the bracket to make us against Cringe, but you know, somehow we always play them. So who knows?
I do like the team. I want you guys to do well. I want you guys to push into that top 8. I think it'll be a big day for you guys when you make your first ever top 8, and you're on the right trajectory. But is there a point in time that you think maybe we push top 4?
If that's the case, I think it's still a ways to go. I mean, this is the first split of 3. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe by split 3, if we're all still together and we're all still grinding, then maybe. But I don't know. That's a long time away, and you know, a lot of things happen in
how
a year or
committed
whatever.
are you? How committed are you to String and Sour?
I mean, I don't have a problem with them at all. I think our team dynamic's pretty good, and you know, we work all of each other pretty well.
Not having a problem is not a glowing review.
What? No, it's a good review. I find them really good to talk to as people, and I think that's honestly probably one of the best things, because like, you know, to have a relationship outside of just scrimming and stuff is probably one of the things that helps us, you know, perform better. Because like, you know, sometimes if we're getting tilted or whatever, we'll just be like, kind of take the mickey of it a bit, so take it away from Rocket League just so we can reset, I guess, and that helps us, in my opinion at least.
That sounds good. And yeah, as you said, like being good friends is going to help you in the competition. You got any last words before you head on out?
No, just hashtag SS on the chest, as everyone's been saying.
All right. Well, on that bombshell,
thank you.
have good luck, dude, and have a good night, man.
Thank you. You too, Yummy. See ya.
Boy. Man, what a guy. What an interview. Yeah, coming up next we have Finn from Sneaky Boys. Now, this is the first time I'll have ever talked directly to Finn, so this is exciting for me. All right, let's get him in. Hey, Finn, mate, how's it going?
Thanks yourself.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Having a good night so far, and excited to talk to you because as I said, I haven't really talked to you before.
Yeah, this is definitely the first time.
Well, also I think the problem is, you know, you guys go down a little bit early in some of these brackets, and so you're not on too many of the stream games winning there, so we can't interview you. Now, you guys are similar to Southern Stars, what we were talking about in the last one, also on the rise, also looking to push the top. You know, you got your first top 8. How is that for you? How's it felt as a brand new competitor, really? You know, one of your first ever tournaments, already pushing that top 8.
It felt pretty good. You know, it kind of showed us that we can actually compete at a high level, and it shows that the harder we work, the higher we go.
Is this the dream? Is this, you know, you want to be a professional Rocket League player?
I mean, I guess for now.
Yeah. Nothing else in life to worry about.
I mean, school's about to finish for me, but
yeah,
you know, for now it's good.
is there any plan, like, you've seen some of the top pros, is there any plan to maybe take a gap year or anything like that in order to focus on Rocket League, or you still want to, go through uni and stuff like that?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to go through uni at the start at least.
Probably a good choice, and there's still, you don't have to do anything at uni, is my experience. You go for 6 hours, come home, still have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Now, I've spoken to Riv a lot on this channel, and he's a firm believer in everyone but himself. He's a firm believer, always talking up CJM and yourself. What are your thoughts then on Riv?
I mean, he's really a beast. He kind of carries the team's comms and mentality. Like, if I'm going to be honest, we're all basically Riv at this point. We all, don't believe in ourselves. That's probably the biggest issue with the team, I'd say, that it's just our confidence is really not up there.
Well, you say Riv, it carries you in comms. Do you think that, you just need more experience to get your comms up? What are you doing there?
I mean, probably. I'm more of a quiet person. But, the further we've gone, I've started to come more, especially with CJ and everything. We've become better friends, so I've started to open up a little bit more, but experience helps.
So then, similar to Southern Stars then, you guys are in it for the long term. You're here all 3 splits, never making a change. You're loyal to the end.
That is the goal. I'm kind of lucky to be with these two.
Yeah.
They're the ones with the experience. I'm just a rookie coming up.
Well, you came up and you're still, I guess, a name that gets talked about a little bit when it comes to being a highly mechanical player. So how have you developed originally as a player, I guess, through ranked and then finding your first pro team?
Yeah, I don't know. Originally, when I moved to PC, I was kind of just a mech monkey. And then I was still friends with Tutta from PS4, and I think I went on a team with him and Jaffa. And that's when I started really pushing ranked mech instead of just being a freestyler. And from there, I went up through 6-mans and it got to rank X, and then met Riv and CJ, and that's kind of where it went from there.
And then onwards to the stars. I guess in terms of how much you guys are putting in, are you, like, obviously that improvement comes from somewhere? You guys scrimming a lot, or what are you doing as a team?
I mean, lately we haven't really been able to scrim much at all because, there's been a lot of tournaments and some days we just can't scrim. But I don't know. It's like, there's Saturday, Sunday, there's always tournaments on. Yeah. And then Wednesday, you've got the league now. Thursday, you've got RLO Masters, and I can't scrim on Thursdays anyway. And then Friday, I mean, we normally scrim on Friday anyway. But it's going to be hard, especially with school as well. So it's probably my fault, really, that we haven't been scrimming much. But individually, we've been working hard.
Well, that's good. I see you guys sometimes in ranked and stuff like that too. Is you finding that probably the best path of improvement mechanically?
It's probably for me, especially because I came from, I guess, a freestyler kind of route. Ranked really helps me. I just play faster. Like, learn how to use mech faster.
Well, then are you trying to convert any of, like, your freestyle mechanics into potential mechanics that you use on the weekend?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, I don't know. A lot of my freestyle mech I can kind of use in ranked already. Like, a lot of the things I guess in the new era of Rocket League, it's like a lot of freestyle mechs actually useful, like musties and flip resets and everything like this. But I don't know. It's just getting useful, I guess.
Okay, so it's just more about getting that up to speed, so you've been taking your time far too much trying to make the perfect montage.
Yeah, it's a lot harder against the top players where they're playing at a speed where you don't really get time.
Yeah, so I guess against the top players, how's that felt? Because you would have never had really the chance to play competitively against a top team. What's the difference feeling even going into ranked and then going in with your team against one of those big beasts that I can actually see here? You've got a 0-6 record in terms of series against the top 3.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say probably the biggest has definitely got to be speed, and just the way they work as a team is a lot different to, I guess, anyone that's not in the top maybe 6 or whatever. But it's a lot harder. It's like, I don't know. It's hard.
So it's just pure speed. So if you're not able to right now as a team compete with, say, the mechanics and the sheer speed of the top 3 teams, what is the battle plan? What do you do against them to try and maybe disrupt their play or steal a victory away at the moment?
Yeah, lately we've been working on, I guess, a new playstyle to just help be more consistent, especially with speed, just following up easier. But I don't know. It's like, I guess it comes down to experience as well, where when it gets down to crunch time, if you want to say it like that, especially me, it's like I can't think, I guess, at the high level yet. But really, we've been working on being more consistent, especially against top teams.
When did that new playstyle come in? Was it there that last weekend?
Yeah, I'd say last weekend. I guess it hurts a little bit that we haven't been able to scrim as much, so we're not that good at it. Especially, when we verse in high teams, we kind of forget how to use it properly. But
yeah. Well, I noticed Riv not spending 99% of his time at the opponent's boost, which was really surprising to me. So I figured something must have changed.
Yeah.
So if I talk about trying to play up to these teams or like cause some surprises, for the most part you're trying to play your own game even against them. But is there a certain level of team, like where does the cutoff point? Where's the team that you're like, yeah, we're gonna beat these guys, and it's only a matter of time? Is it Mind Freak Gaming Gamers kind of where we?
Honestly, I feel like we can at least give every team a run for their money until the top 3. Like we've kind of proven against Mind Freak that I think both times we versed them, we brought them to game 5.
Yeah.
And Gaming Gamers, we beat them I think twice or 3 times even. So it's really the top 3 that's kind of separated.
Okay, well that's good to hear. I'm excited to see if you can make top 8 again. I guess, is there any expectation in terms of the next couple of splits that you either make one of the top 2 slots for a major or top 2 slots for Worlds?
I don't know about top 2, but hopefully we can push into top 4.
Yeah. Would you prefer a single top 4 result and some mediocre results here and there, or every single time making it into the top 8?
I'd probably prefer top 8 every time. I feel like consistency is a big thing, especially in the new format.
Yeah, I think everyone's been saying that, and I think that's going to pop out this weekend. But yeah, that's all the time we've got, Finn. It was an absolute pleasure meeting you, mate.
Yeah, it was great being here. Thank you for having me.
Nice, have a good one. Good luck.
You too. Thank you.
He's so big-brained. I mean, he sounded a lot smarter than you normally do, Riv, so big thumbs up. I've got to bring on Finn more often. Now, the question is, are we able to get Kami in here? Well, he's offline on Steam. He's offline on... Yeah, he's offline on Discord as well. Let's just check if he's anywhere. Otherwise, I'll kind of talk a little bit about Renegades myself, I guess. X-Cobras had to name. Yeah, so X-Cobras had to go to good and useful. It would be because Globo Gym Purple Cobras would be copyrighted. If they were just Purple Cobras, I wonder if that would have been fine. CJ's got family of... Alright, Siki's going to jump in. Let me quickly update their slide, because I still made a slide for them, or had a slide already for them, so that I could have it when they pop in. Yeah. So we are going to have Renegades after all. Siki's going to come in. just as soon as he's able to. There we go. Hey, Siki, how's it going?
Hey, David, how we going?
Oh, I'm doing well. I mean, it's always nice to see you, Christopher.
Oh, thank you, David. Likewise. I just dropped my mic, so hopefully it's still working.
It is. It's a new mic too, so it sounds really nice.
Thank you.
Renegades. Okay, you guys lost to Ground Zero, but you've proven it back in RLO Masters. So was it truly a slump, like CJ said the last week?
Yeah, it was. I think after that regionals we won, it felt a bit rough overall. Not taken away from Ground Zero, they obviously deserved that win. They played really well as a team. But we definitely weren't playing our own game at all, or not near it. So we fixed that over the past after that regionals.
Yeah. Do you feel like you were playing your game yesterday in RLO Masters? Is that why you won?
It definitely felt a lot better.
Yeah.
Definitely felt like more our game. We had a lot more passing going on. Our defense wasn't slacking. We weren't over committing or creeping as much. So we worked on and fixed what we needed to. So hopefully we can carry that into the weekend.
So do you feel, was everybody more comfortable on the team? I know from yesterday casting you, it looked like you personally were much more comfortable. Or is you being comfortable kind of that linchpin for the entire team being comfortable?
I think I can speak for everyone that we all felt uncomfortable. Last week, yeah. And then CJ said he felt a lot better personally as well. I haven't been feeling like myself for a while. Last night it started to feel a bit more in form personally for myself. I still feel like I could play a little bit better or feel more like myself. So I think there's room for improvement for myself there. But overall, we're definitely, feeling each other a lot more.
So you, I guess, what happens when you're not comfortable? Is it just like a lack of confidence, or do you mechanically fall down? Like, where do things break down?
I feel less comfortable when I'm not putting shots away or getting as much goals. That's when I start to question myself. As a team, it's when we start noticing that we're pushing up a bit too aggressively or not keeping as pressure for as long. We will notice that instantly. We'll know that we're not playing our own game or infielding as much. So that's the points that we know when we're not comfortable as a team overall.
Okay. Well, and you guys obviously still probably think or feel like you're the best, at least on the day that if you're playing your best, that you're the best team in OCE, right?
Yes.
So then what are your thoughts when, say, CJ takes 9 shots in a series and hits the crossbar every single time? Or when CJ fails to hit 3 open nets in a single game? What always happens in that team when that happens?
Well, when that did happen, we laughed it off. And we were just saying that is unfortunate. Shit happens. But we laughed it off. We know that some games it can just be like that. Everyone has like a weird game or series of shooting.
It was just insane that it kind of happened to CJ like twice in 1 week. I loved it.
Yeah, no, that was about 9 crossbars, and then it went into the next game. So he had about 1 goal, 12 shots, but got better over the day. So
now you've actually teamed with the other players on the top 3 and the big 3, so you probably have some more insights. But are you always expecting the likes of Ground Zero challenging for number 1, or did you always feel like it was going to be a 2-horse race?
It's hard to say because Ground Zero have consistently been 3rd to 4th. So it's always, considering they won last weekend, they've definitely, changed minds a bit. But originally, I was always thinking it was a 2-horse race every time. It's just about like if they can keep that type of play up because they were playing phenomenal.
So you think it might just be a one-off, just like one big event?
There's a chance. I guess we'll just have to see if we verse them in the Swiss bracket again. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to see considering last night and Wednesday, but they did play with Jimmer to be fair, but it definitely didn't feel the same.
Yeah, I do have to apologize, of course, to CJ. I apologize for bringing up facts. I'll make sure
I didn't bully you, CJ.
I'll keep it just like outside of interesting questions, and we'll go straight down the line. So are you winning this weekend?
Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Over the top. Are you sick of it being the same bracket every single time?
Yeah, it even if you're like coming first or second, it does get pretty fucking boring. So it's just, I don't know, a change is good. Because we had always versed like Cringe Society in every tournament. We barely versed Ground Zero, and I was just hoping like just to verse Ground Zero at least a few times because it just changes it up. Versing Cringe in the grand finals where everything gets really, really fucking boring and repetitive.
Yeah.
So I was like,
well, I've actually got the stats here. You've versed Cringe Society 6 times and Ground Zero 5 times across every event, and actually 4 times in each of the events of RLCS, though you didn't verse Cringe Society once in the last event, so that's probably why you're feeling a bit more that way, right?
yeah, as bad as it sounds, coming first and second does get boring.
So you'd like to be able to say knock down Cringe Society in the semi-final, get in that grand against somebody else or something?
Well, considering it's the major, I don't care who we knock down as long as we win. We can knock both of them down. I'll be fine with that, I guess. But I would like to see, you know, some other teams competing somehow just get good. Yeah.
What's the difference in confidence levels in terms of making it to Worlds and coming top 2 over the entire season? Whether you know, what's the difference in confidence between if you win this major and get the double points and fly out into the lead compared to if you don't?
Yeah, it's the comp. What you mean, like,
you know, like in terms of making top 2 at the end of the season, how important is this event?
It's important. Just I feel like this event's more about the money rather than just the points, because I don't know how much points matter in this event, in OC at least, because it is just the same teams at the top.
Yeah, but it gets you to Worlds, right? At the end of the season.
It does get you to Worlds.
Yeah.
But there's no Worlds to look forward to. So it's hard to, you know, just care about the points. Even though you obviously want to come first, second all the time, but...
Yeah. But you care about the points and the money and, you know, getting the women.
Yeah, getting the women, that's the one.
And impressing Gibbs.
Yeah, let's go Gibbs.
Well, it's unfortunate because Gibbs isn't going to be this weekend, but you are, so good luck this weekend, and thanks for coming on, dude.
Thank you, have fun casting. Oh wait, you're not casting, am I? Sorry.
I'm on the analyst desk.
Right, well, okay.
Have a good one, dude.
Thank you.
Alright. That was a good interview from Ziki. Well, we're smashing out some good interviews tonight. Everybody's having a bit of fun. They're all a bit more relaxed, heading towards what's going to be a fun weekend. No, good on you, Size, for showing up. Next interview is going to be with Joel from Obunga. We talked to him last week because that was his first ever top 16, and even though we didn't do one of these, we still brought him on. Joel, welcome to the stream, dude.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. Now, I know last week you felt really confident, not just to get one series win to go even further, but you at least got the one series win. But was that, you know, enough to make you happy?
Kind of, because we versed Mind Freak first, and we took them to Game 5, which I think we were all pretty happy about, knowing that like we can keep it close against them.
Mm-hmm.
And then against Sneaky Boys, we lost in Game 5 overtime, so we couldn't really be too disappointed. And then I guess Solicit was a bit sad, but I think we're all kind of just tired.
Yeah. So you're expecting kind of the similar, or like better than last results, but similar kind of idea of where your performance will be in this weekend, kind of pushing towards that top 8 again?
Yeah, I think we'd be content with 1 or 2 wins, but like ideally, top 8 is the goal, but yeah, like I don't think we'd be too sad about getting 1 or 2 wins.
Okay. Well, I think it was cool to see you guys kind of do well. If you felt like you had to go into a tiebreaker, like actually play the tiebreaker against Globo Gym, or who are now good and useful, or Riot, do you feel like you're better than both those teams anyway?
I think it depends how we're playing on the day. Like if we're playing good, I'd like our chances, but like I don't know. When we're playing bad, we're not that good.
What's the play style? What makes you guys good? What makes you guys pushing towards that top 8?
I think we all play kind of simple. Like we don't really cut rotation too much. It's kind of just I think we play off the other team's mistakes, or we kind of used to, but recently we've been trying to improve on like generating like more opportunities, like better opportunities. So I don't know. Hopefully we can just keep that up.
Well, how are you generating opportunities? What's the modus operandi?
I think we're trying to infield more, and I guess like time them better. Also, I guess in offense, like slowing it down sometimes, like when needed to, and trying to go for solo plays.
You don't have too much experience against the top 3. I mean, you're only experienced. Have you only played Mind Freak once, right?
We versed them in RLO Masters this week, but then also I've played them on other teams like previously, like before Abunga.
So then, I guess, what's it like versing those at the moment for you guys? Like, does it feel like an insurmountable hurdle for the most part? Obviously, maybe not Mind Freak, but the top 3.
Yeah. Before the weekend, like last weekend, I think myself, I wasn't really expecting too good of a result against Mind Freak, so I was kind of surprised we kept it close. But I mean, I think against, I guess, the big 3, I don't really like our chances. I don't know, like I'm not expecting to win. I think it'd be promising if we could get like 1 or 2 games, or at least have like close games.
Okay. I guess amongst those teams that are kind of middle of the pack at the moment, you know, the people all the way from like even gaming gamers down to Sneaky Boys, Solicit, Hazard, even. What are the teams that you're most confident that you could quote unquote cause the upset against?
I guess Sneaky Boys is a bit of a weird one. I guess like normally when we verse them, it's close, so maybe them. Solicit, we verse a bit, but we seem to do pretty bad against. At least like we have decently close games, but they normally like get the edge on us.
Yeah.
I think I'd like our chances against Hazard. I think like I've played against them guys heaps in like 6-mans and just like scrims and stuff like that. So and maybe Fury, depending how they are on the day. Like I haven't versed them much. So yeah, I'm not too sure.
Well, that's cool to hear. I think if Fury is certainly have like big days and sort of falling days as well. How was your first ever top 16 as just an experience within itself, especially playing with Eli and Moss. Moss not really having any experience previously in a top 16.
I mean, it was pretty good. Like I'd say we didn't really like. We're pretty happy with how it went.
I guess the question I really want to ask is, why do you love competing?
I don't know. Like I myself, I guess I'm just like a competitive person. And I guess like I enjoy Rocket League, and me being a competitive person, I just like enjoy competing. Like I normally try and play as many tournaments as I can, just because like winning feels good, you know.
You play in the in-game tournaments as well?
Yeah, I've been trying to get the tag, but haven't been successful.
There's always tomorrow. You could just do it after qualifying top 8. I'm sure.
I guess you
get
never
a
know.
cheeky title at the same time, so you can show it off in that top 8, right?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I mean, I talked about teams above you. There's also good and useful in that spot. There's Ferox. I guess this top 16's feeling pretty strong. Do you kind of get the idea that, even down to top 20 in OCE is a lot stronger than in this season than it has been in the past?
Yeah, I definitely feel that's the case, because like previously for like spring series and like before that, normally I'd make top 12 or 10 or like in the qualifiers pretty like I guess easily, but now it's like a lot more of a challenge. I feel like because of like the new ESL announcement, a lot of older players are like playing again. So there's like a lot more like good people playing. So it just makes like the bubble scene a lot more competitive.
Well, after this major is over, right? I mean, you guys are going to be hitting the chalkboard again before the next season. You obviously, you could do well this weekend, but you probably want to push further next one. So you're in that top 16 all three. So what's the plan in the small break in that off season to level up Obanga?
To be honest, I think like we're kind of forced to have a break because Eli's got like uni exams and his time is limited. Also like with Moss, I think he's getting like busier outside of the game. So I don't know. Like I think by the time the next split comes around, like Eli will be able to play again. But yeah, between splits, I don't think there's like we're not going to be grinding too much. Like I know I will be like individually. But yeah, I think.
Does that worry you?
A bit. But the thing is though, like with Eli, like he normally doesn't have many hours, but he still can like pop off. Like I think he's a good game day player.
Yeah.
Like last weekend he got like the 4th highest rating on Octane, which like that was quite nuts considering he had like 20 hours in the past 2 weeks. So I think like. And he's not really mechanical, so he can just have like a break and come back and still be quite good.
Well, Asiki brings up a point, and I want to see if you agree or disagree. What are your thoughts on this? He says, split up and build a new team, the true OCE tradition. You think that's a possibility, or you guys really loyal to each other?
I mean, it just depends on what Eli and Moss want to do, because if Eli just had his break and didn't feel Rocket League anymore after, and like same with Moss, like if he just, because I think he's getting like less interested in the game. So if like they weren't motivated, I guess I'd like be looking. But it all just depend on timing as well. Like if Eli's exams were preventing him from playing the start of the next split, like I'm not sure what will happen.
Well, I do hope you stick together. I hope everyone sticks together, to be honest, but we all know that's not going to happen. But good luck this weekend. I know there was going to be a lot of people cheering for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one, dude.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for having me.
All right. I should thank him for coming on too. Again, that's Obanga. They don't have an org, so if you guys want to pick somebody up, bang. We're going to have Kruzzer up next, now on Good and Useful, previously Globo Gym Purple Cobras. Let's get him in now and make sure we've got the right one. Yep. All right, Kruzzer, welcome back to the stream for another Good and Useful interview. How's it going? Yeah, cool. Wait. Me too. I'm also very good. Now, the team name, the team name... Good and Useful. Why?
Yeah. Well, so I wasn't really sure what to go with for a name, and that was left up to me. And Sprat messaged me because we played back in ODL, Oceanic Draft League, with Blip, and it was an old joke between us that we'd make very good and useful touches when in fact we weren't making good and useful touches. So I just thought, why not? We'll go with that. Sounds alright. Yeah, that's the story there.
I think it's still very fitting for you, right?
For me personally or for the team?
For you, I don't know about the team, but for you personally.
I mean, sometimes. I mean, there's a difference between good and useful touches and just bad touches. I
mean like the fact that it's a sarcastic name, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess it kind of is. Yeah, Globo Gym was just a fantastic dodgeball team. That's not sarcastic. They are really good. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a bit of a joke name. Yeah.
Well, Shu and Sam. I mean, I certainly rate them mechanically. You think they're doing well as teammates?
Yeah.
Playstyle wise, you feel like you guys are all fitting in together?
I think we're fitting in better than we were. I think, for example, like one thing I'll say is that I feel like we're getting results when we aren't necessarily playing well, which I think says a lot about how well we could be.
Yeah.
Like, again, as you've got written, Sam is like barely even played. I think he could really benefit from six-mans and stuff like that, but he's still playing really well, and that says a lot about how they are as teammates, and Shu's just really, really solid mechanically. So, I don't know, there's definitely a lot going on there.
Well, you guys managed to get some good wins in RLO Masters, right? Canberra Havoc and Fury. Are you expecting that to be able to carry over to the weekend, or did you guys feel a bit more nervous in the top 16?
I don't know if nervous is what I would say. I think Fury, when we saw they got 3-0 by Hazard, we definitely felt like we could win that. And when we played, it didn't feel comfortable, I'd say, but it felt like we should have won the series. We deserved to win that series. And Havoc was an interesting one. I feel like they weren't playing at their best, but if they're playing like that again on the weekend, we'd back ourselves to win that again. So I think it depends more on them than us in some respects.
Well, was it important then that you got these good results in RLO Masters just to give you the confidence for top 16?
I think it was. We're definitely more confident going into tomorrow. Just
what are the
even the chances of going for top 8? Like, would be expecting a top 8 teams that.
What are the teams that you're most worried about?
Obviously outside of like
the
top 4.
Yeah.
Top 3, top 4. Probably. I mean, if you're excluding everyone up to gamers, I'd say after that, Sneaky Boys is wearing Havoc. Like, we beat them last time, but in the split that we played against them, they played really hard against us. So probably Sneaky, Havoc. I mean, we haven't really played Wolves, so you couldn't really say, but I think they're two that I'd definitely be more concerned about playing. Also, the Sneaky Boys playstyle, it's very fast, very aggressive. It's probably not something that we like playing against.
So you don't like being demoed off the pitch? That makes you feel...
Yes. I don't think anyone does, but I think as a team, we definitely struggled more against them. But then again, it was a while ago when we played them, so it's kind of hard to say now.
Well, you've been trying to push to the top for ages personally, right? What's the progress you've made over just this season?
Since last season?
Yeah, just over like the split, the 3 events.
Me personally, or
yeah.
I think just fitting in with a new team. Again, as much as you say I've been pushing for the top for ages, I feel like a lot of the teams that I've played for have really just been pickup teams, and that's obviously hasn't really helped me. But personally, I just think fitting into a new team and just like getting back into it. Like, it's always for me. It's always a matter of getting back into it. I couldn't really tell you where I've improved because I feel like relatively people for a long time have been improving faster than me. Because they've been playing properly and I haven't. But yeah, just getting back into it, trying to get results again. Just being consistent, really. Like, my mechanics, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. So I want to be consistent with that.
So we're hearing it here first that you guys are sticking together forever?
I don't know about forever, but I think the plan for now is to stick together. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm hearing it from multiple teams that they don't want to make roster changes. This is exciting. This never happens ever in OCE.
I mean, I guess you'll find out at the end of the day. People
we'll
say what we're going to say.
When one team
OCE always
makes
splits.
a change,
Yeah, one team makes a change, and then someone goes, "Oh, that person's free. Like, I better go team with them." So we'll see what happens.
At least Direwolves did the region a favor, and instead of like just dropping one team, they all just broke up completely. So it's not like, now I could join Direwolves. It's just like maybe people,
that's true.
Maybe people with open spots will pick them up,
Yeah, that's the thing again. Now that's 3 teams that could potentially pick up players. We've already seen gamers. So like, if anything, it causes more of a shuffle.
Maybe, but it also could just plug gaps where, gamers now they're not, by opening a spot doesn't cause a shuffle all the way up. But I guess back to good and useful. Samuel's probably he's definitely the newest player in terms of actually playing in tournaments. So has he been handling, comms well and the pressure of tournaments very well?
I think the pressure of tournaments he's been handling really well. Like, it doesn't seem too phased. I think comms can sometimes slip a little bit, but I think that's also like on me a lot of the time. Like, we've kind of decided amongst ourselves, like, if I notice it, I just say it, even if it's mid game. Just, you notice comms, you say comms. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a few moments, but it's been improving week on week, so you can really ask for it at this point.
Apparently, Sneaky Boys got picked up, and I haven't. Seen
by SKF.
Okay, Skyfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully they let Sonics know in advance, because otherwise their stuff won't be on the broadcast this weekend. But you know how people are; they always forget to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, true.
How are you feeling about the region as a whole, Krauser? Because again, you've kind of been competing kind of bubble area, like just outside of the top 8 for a long time, even if it is in pickup teams. So do you feel like the region as a whole is getting stronger? Like maybe stronger at the bottom or even stronger at the top?
I couldn't really tell you about the top, but in terms of the bubble team depth, again, is the thing of, I feel like I've sort of been slowly improving, but obviously I don't necessarily play as much as others, and they've been improving at a faster rate. I think the actual skill has definitely improved. I think there's a lot more players that are better.
Yeah.
But there's still a top 3, top 4. Oh, I mean top 3, I'd say even. That's just like better than everyone, and that's probably going to take a while to change. But in terms of actual players who could fill those gaps, like you've even just had like Amphis, Misty, just like Fiber, even just like any number of players that are going to come up and fill those gaps. So in terms of the overall depth, I think it definitely has improved.
So do you think that this new system with splits and events and 16 teams, or maybe next time it's probably only going to be 12 teams, helps that as well?
Yeah, I think it does, because it gives people more of a reason to stick together. Like there's actual tournaments.
Are you worried that because next event's going to go down to 24 teams, right? From what we know of the majors, which makes me assume that day 3, instead of being 6 teams, will be 12 teams. Are you worried about the fact that, you guys were just trying to get into the top 16 before and kind of playing around that area, that it's going to be another step up of difficulty to get into a top 12?
Not really, to be honest. I think that in that last split, we had a very tough group, and we played quite well in that group, and that if we had made that through, I think we would have been around that 12th mark, which we didn't quite make, but I don't think it's something to be worried about. I think we are pretty confident against the teams around our level. We just need to keep playing and solidify that, because again, we also probably don't work as hard as those teams, and if we do start working harder, then that'll also help us a lot.
When are you starting to work harder then?
Once we have had that discussion. I feel like this entire time we haven't really had the big discussion of, okay, well, where do we actually see ourselves going?
Yeah.
In terms of work and like improvement. Like we sort of just play right now, and whilst that's good because it means that we're more relaxed than the other teams and there's less pressure, I think we could improve more if we had that direction. And so if we do that, I think that we're more stable in our results as well.
Well, I hope to see you guys kind of pushing that top 12 as well, but we'll see how it goes this weekend. Yeah. Good luck, dude, and have a good
thanks.
night.
Have a good night, Yummy.
Bang. All right. So we got 2 interviews. We've still got 2 interviews. We've got Zaid coming in for Solicit. And then we're going to have Homie, who was meant to be on earlier. All right, let's bring in Zaid now. G'day, Zaid. How's it going, mate?
Hey, good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I think things have been going well for Solicit for the most part, I guess, in the last week, especially making that top 8. And I think you made top 8 again in RLO Masters.
No,
that was Sneaky Boys. I guess were you happy with the top 8 result last week?
Yeah, I think we we played really good, but RLM was just, we couldn't really continue it through, but hopefully we'll be able to bring it back tomorrow.
Is there kind of lofty goals here for Solicit? I feel like there might be roster changes happening at this kind of area of the pitch, so that also certainly worries me about you guys. But you confident in Cobo and Yitzi?
Yeah, I think we'll most likely stick together, but I guess just depending on what happens on the weekend, we'll fully determine that, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd also kick you. No, I'm kidding. I guess when it comes to Yeatsy, you he's a very defensive player. Do you enjoy playing with a player like that?
I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because then I guess me and Cobo have some more space to work with, in the sort of midfield, in their half area. But I guess he comes in as a third man sometimes, and if he's playing good, he'll really slot the ball.
And for you, I mean, you've been in a few top 8s now. Has that ever satisfied you? You always wanted to get more out of that.
I guess it's always good to make top 8, but obviously gotta like try and improve and grind, I guess. But a couple top 8s is not bad.
Yeah. And Koji's already laughing. What do you think about the fact that you use the most boost? Not uses the most boosts. That's the wrong thing. You pick up the most boost. Wait, what is the stat? What have I even? I don't know. I need to go back and actually look at the stat now. I'm annoying myself with my yeah. You always use the most while supersonic. It's so it's the most wasted boost. Easy. Yeah.
Where did you get this statistic from?
Ball chasing, and it's across the entire season. I'm sorry.
This season.
The entire split, and also in every single event of the split.
What the? Oh, sorry. Too used to playing ranked with Misty.
Too much free play with infinite boost, is it?
Probably.
Yeah. Oh no, Zaid. I'm so well. It's fine. At least you're aware of it now, and by tomorrow it'll be fixed, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sweet. What do you? How do you how would you describe yourself as a player?
Oh god, I have no idea.
What about off the pitch then? I guess off the pitch, how do you describe yourself as a teammate?
It really just depends on my mood, but
so a tilter, you.
I can tilt, but
yeah.
I haven't really been the one tilting lately.
Oh,
I think,
who's the one tilting?
In our Sneaky Boys series yesterday, we kind of all got a bit tilted, but Cobo was not happy.
No, Cobo. How do you bring Cobo back? Or is it Yeatsy bringing Cobo back?
Well, I haven't really seen that from Cobo, but he was doing it earlier in 6-mans as well, so it's definitely a new thing to see. But I guess I got to try figure that out.
Is there somebody who's like able to bring you back if you're having, a rough time, or you don't notice that you're kind of calming less or anything like that?
Usually if I get tilted or whatever, I just like tell myself in my head that like, come on, like you got to pick your game up, like let's go, like you can do it. I just tell myself usually, and then usually that like boosts my confidence. And
how important is it how important is the mental game to you guys in terms of pushing that top 8 this weekend?
I think we all have to like probably have a strong mental, or like even just like try not to tilt, and then even if we tilt, like we got to try pull each other back up and just keep our heads up, like try to keep our heads up all the time.
And like play style wise, or at least mechanically, how far away do you feel like you guys are from that top 4?
Well, I guess Cobo's got like pretty good mechanics. He just, I don't know, uses them weirdly with his musties and stuff all the time.
Always hanging on the wall.
Yeah, he just loves the wall, and Yeatsy loves the backboard. So,
what do you
I guess
love?
The ball. I gotta always be on the ball.
That's, yeah, keep going.
I don't know, like, yeah, I love the boost.
The boost, the ball, using boost or supersonic, everything that involves round things, basically.
Yep.
If you were to throw yourself, this is totally like separate from this weekend, obviously, but if you were to throw yourself into any of the top 3 teams, which one would you like to be on the most?
Well, God. Probably Renegades.
Why is that?
Well, I guess, like, I don't know. I'd say they're the best, but they're just all, like, I don't know, just, like, they all seem, like, pretty chill and just relaxed, and, like, obviously they're good at the game as well, and seem like they'd, do pretty good. Well, they do pretty good, but you know what I mean.
So is then that something that you aspire your team to be chill and relaxed? Do you hang out with Cobo and Yeatsy outside of the game and try and make that work?
Yeah, I try like lobby up with them occasionally, and see what happens. And
I
just,
feel like that's always a mistake, though, right? Like playing Rocket League with your team instead of like finding another game where you can. I don't know. Rocket League, it just kind of gets you in that mind of competing and getting annoyed with ranked idiots, stuff like that, right?
Well, yeah, but Yeetsy's always on Dota, and who the hell likes Dota?
Oh no, poor Yeetsy. Is he still trying to stream it? Because I know last time he was trying to stream it, right?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't stream anymore. Well, he doesn't stream Dota. He just rages at it. I'm pretty sure. Doesn't want to do that on stream.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think all MOBAs are pretty rage-inducing. Now you've had this battle. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you guys have had this battle with Sneaky Boys that you just haven't been able to win. I don't think you have a single series with a win against them in tournament, right?
No. Wait, series win?
Yeah.
No. But we've taken games off them.
Yeah, you've got game wins. You got
reverse swept.
Game 5. Oh yeah, event 3, game 5 reverse swept.
Yep.
Is there kind of a reason for that? Are they kind of your Achilles heel?
I wouldn't say that. I think I wouldn't say they're better than us, but when we played them, like it was like our first series, and well, I think the 2 games we won, they were not playing that good, but then they kind of like, I don't know, I guess they like just changed their play style, and like Riv started to like pop off, and then we just kind of like just started playing terrible. Like there was a certain clip that it was not good.
Oh, you got to show that to the stream, obviously, after the interview. They'll all love it.
I mean, can if you want.
I don't know the clip, so.
So basically, they just like hit it down the line, and Cobbo went to bang it upfield, and he somehow managed to hit it backwards, into our net pretty much, and I had to like jump up and try save it, and I ended up double touching it off the post, and then it bounced off the post back into mid, and Cobbo own goal.
Oh no, I have to see that. That's perfect. But it's a sort of unfortunate thing that happened. I actually feel like in OCE, right, it is the perfect region for the free-to-play players. Because we just somehow have that stuff happen all the time, right? The sort of things that free-to-play players right now are experiencing in ranked, right?
Yep.
So, you heard it here, folks. If you're a free-to-play player, come down to OCE. But I'm going to have to say goodbye to you, Zaid, and say thank you for coming on, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for coming on.
Bye.
All right. One last interview. It's Team Ferox homie. So we'll have 12 interviews across the day. We're missing Vort Central. They couldn't do it. Mind Freak kind of didn't really respond. Who else have we got? Who else did we miss? Fort Central, Mind Freak, Fury couldn't do it, and Direwolves, was it? Yeah. No, Direwolves came on second. Who else are we missing? Oh, Hazard. They're playing a tournament tonight. Alright. So we just need to find Homie. Let's message him. See what he's up to. Hey, come Discord. I think he might have forgotten slightly. Oh, he's facing you in the disc. We might not be able to get Ferox, unfortunately, folks. So that will be a missing thing. But we can quickly talk about Team Ferox. They missed out on the third event, which is obviously a major downer for them. But they had a pretty good season. I mean, the fact that they got to a 2-3 record, so that 9th to 11th spot in regional event 2, that's actually a massive result for Ferox. They've got some serious wins as well. They 3-0'd Fury, I think, if I recall. I actually have the results here. Who did they 3-0? Yeah, they 3-0'd Fury in the top 32 to qualify for that event, which was major for them. Because Homie's kind of been in that bubble, probably a top 16 team player for a long time. We can even kind of show you a little bit about them, whatever this stuff I had. That last one's a dumb joke. Oh yeah, Azza, I forgot, had subbed in RLCS Season 8. But they're on 150 points. They're in that 13th position. We're not expecting them to make the top 8. I'd say realistically that everybody probably Hazard Esports and below are not expected to make it into that top 8 overall. Also, we lost our music a while ago and I didn't even realize. It's just on like a certain amount of time, I guess. Azza's come in? No. 5 more minutes. So what else do we have? Well, we've got the clear top 3. Mind Freak to me aren't sitting in a comfortable 4th position anymore. Gaming Gamers are challenging them, but so are a lot of other teams. You know, this week Mind Freak took maybe a bunch of losses, I'd say. Overall, they took a loss to two losses to Gaming Gamers so far. They went close to losing with a couple of teams in RLO Masters. Who was it? Who was it in RLO Masters that went close with them? Or did they lose to Canberra Havoc again? I think they lost to Canberra Havoc again. Or went close with. So they're not sitting in like that comfortable 4th ahead of everyone else anymore. Vort Central aren't playing any non-RLCS matches, so it's really hard to keep up with exactly where they lie. But they've just consistently come top 8 every single time. And you kind of have to assume that the same is going to happen here. And then it's kind of a fight from there. You know, you're probably 100% expecting Gaming Gamers, Mind Freak, and Vort to all make that top 8, which means there's 2 more slots up for grabs. Sneaky Boys and Solicit made the last one, but it really is super up for grabs. I think I'd rate Sneaky Boys highly in terms of their chances to make top 8, and probably Canberra Havoc is my other